Have you ever felt like you were in something, but not really in it? Like you were talking to her, texting her, caring about her, but deep inside, something just didn't feel right. One day she's sweet. The next day she's silent. One moment she's calling you baby, and the next, she's acting like she barely knows you. You feel confused, lost, tired, but you keep holding on, thinking, maybe she just needs time. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I just need to try harder. But wait, stop right there. That little voice inside you, the one saying, something is off. That voice is right. You're not crazy. You're just stuck in a situationship. It's not real love. It's not a real connection. It's a half-built house. And you're the only one trying to finish it. And worst of all, you gave her the power to decide how you feel every day. If she texts, you smile. If she doesn't, you spiral. Can you see what's happening here? This isn't love. This is confusion. This is hope mixed with hurt, silence mixed with sweetness. And it's messing with your peace. But here's the secret nobody teaches you. You don't need her to explain anything. You don't need closure. You don't need to chase. What you need is to remember who you are. A man with a mission. A man with purpose. A man who values his time, his energy, his peace. You're not here to beg for love. You're not here to guess what someone feels. You're not here to be someone's second choice when they're bored. You're here to stand strong, to protect your soul, to choose clarity over confusion. A Stoic man doesn't fight for attention. He walks toward peace. And that is where your power begins. Because the moment you stop waiting for her to care and start caring for yourself again, everything changes. What if the best move you could make was doing nothing at all? What if walking away was more powerful than chasing? What if silence, your silence, could speak louder than any word? Sounds strange, right? But here's something most men never learn. The more you keep showing up when she's barely giving anything back, the more she starts to think he'll always be there, no matter what. And once she believes that, she stops trying. She stops caring. She starts testing how much you'll take. Every unanswered message, every vague excuse, every moment of distance. It's not just an accident. Sometimes she's watching to see, will you keep trying, even when she gives you nothing? Will you let her stay in control while you wait in confusion? Here's where the Stoic man stands out. He doesn't react. He doesn't beg. He doesn't try to win her back. He just creates space. Not to hurt her, not to trick her, but to protect his own peace, his own energy, his own life. Because a man who values himself doesn't chase uncertainty. He doesn't explain his worth. He doesn't try to fix what was never built on solid ground. When you stop texting first, when you stop filling the silence with your effort, something magical happens. She starts to wonder, wait, Why isn't he chasing me? Why isn't he trying anymore? Did I lose him? And suddenly, you're no longer the one waiting. She is. Remember this. Creating space is not being cold. It's not about being heartless. It's about returning home to yourself, to your calm, to your power, to your purpose. She doesn't want a man who waits around like a puppy. She wants a man with a life so full, she has to fight for a spot in it. Let's be real. A situationship only exists when your time and your attention are available too easily. Think about it. Would she leave you in limbo if you were a man on a mission? Would she keep sending mixed signals if she felt she could lose you at any second? No. Because women don't play games with men they truly admire. They test the ones who don't seem to value themselves yet. So ask yourself, right now, are you chasing her or chasing your purpose? Because here's the truth. Nobody tells you. Your purpose is the most attractive thing you'll ever own. Not your clothes, not your car, not your smile, but that deep fire in your chest that says, I'm building something real. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to live. Women are drawn to this. They feel it, they crave it. Because it makes you scarce. It makes you valuable. It makes you unforgettable. And guess what? When your life is already full, you don't need her attention. You don't need her to reply. You don't need her to pick you, because you've already picked yourself. And that is magnetic. When a man chooses himself, the world leans in. And the right woman. She stops being confusing. She becomes clear. Because suddenly, she's the one chasing you. If you're always available, she never has to miss you. If she never has to miss you, she never realizes your true value. Let that sink in. See, most men think being there for her 24/7 will win her heart. But all it really does, it makes you feel normal, predictable, easy, and nothing about that builds attraction. Let's imagine something powerful. You walk into a room. You don't speak much. You don't explain yourself. But your energy says, I know who I am, and I'm not in a rush. That's aura. That's what scarcity creates. Not because you're faking it, not because you're playing a game, but because you're truly focused on your own world. And in that world, you don't drop everything when she texts. You don't rearrange your goals to chase a maybe. You're busy building. You're busy becoming a man of depth. Here's the wild part. When you stop chasing her, she starts noticing the silence. Not because you're ignoring her, but because she finally feels what it's like to not have you. That absence, it makes her wonder. It makes her question. It makes her reevaluate everything. Because now she's realizing you're not just some guy who waits around hoping. You're a man who chooses himself every time. And that's when the game flips. That's when she starts leaning in. Not because of manipulation, but because she finally sees something rare in you. Ever seen a man lose everything just because he couldn't stay calm? Not because she left, not because she cheated, but because he exploded, begged, or panicked. And in that moment, she lost all respect for him. Let's talk about something powerful. Emotional control. Not hiding your feelings, not acting cold. That's fake. And fake never wins. What I mean is this. When things get messy, you stay grounded. When she's hot one day, cold the next, you don't react. When your heart says, text her, but your gut says, wait, you choose to pause. You choose stillness. That's strength. That's what Stoic power really is. Most men, they fall apart the second they feel distance. They send the long messages. They over-explain. They beg for clarity. But clarity doesn't come from her. It comes from you. Imagine this. She throws confusion your way. You don't fight it. You don't try to fix it. You simply watch. You observe, like a lion in the tall grass. Because a man who can master his emotions, he doesn't lose his power when a woman pulls away. He keeps his fire inside. He builds his world in silence. And when you become that man, women feel it. Even when you say nothing, your presence says everything. Now get ready. The next stage is going to show you the one mindset shift that can change everything in a situationship. It's not what you think, and it's the thing she doesn't want you to realize. Here's a truth nobody tells you. The woman who's unsure about you, she's counting on one thing, that you'll stay unsure about yourself. Boom. Let that sink in. She doesn't want to give you a real answer. She doesn't want to fully leave either. She just wants to stay in that middle space where she gets your attention, your time, your heart, without ever choosing you. It's not love, it's control. And here's what flips the entire script. You stop asking what she wants and start asking what you accept. This is where you shift from weak to powerful, from chasing to choosing. Because when a man has standards, the game ends. He doesn't sit there wondering, will she love me? He asks himself, is this what I want? If she's hot one week, cold the next. If she only texts you when she's bored. If she disappears after flirting all night. You stop reacting. You stop chasing crumbs. Instead, you walk with purpose. You build your world. You create space not to punish her, but to respect yourself. That's what shakes her. Not a clever text, not a sad story, but your calm decision to stop waiting, because now she can feel it. You're not afraid of losing her. You're afraid of losing yourself. That energy, that silence, that shift, it speaks louder than words. And that's how you reclaim power. Want to know the scariest thing for her? It's not that you'll get angry. It's not that you'll yell, beg, or cry. It's that you'll go quiet, disappear, and never look back. She can handle drama, She can handle arguments. She's used to boys trying to prove something. But silence, real, powerful silence, that shakes her soul. Because silence isn't just no words. It's a message. It says, I don't need you to see my value. I already see it myself. Boom. Now the roles shift. She used to control the clock. When to reply, when to flirt, when to vanish. But now, she checks her phone more than you do. She rereads old texts. She remembers your aura. Because she can feel the gap you left behind. You stopped playing the game, which made the game collapse. And here's what happens in her brain. Your absence becomes presence. She imagines where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, why you're not chasing anymore. Every moment you don't text her first, it builds curiosity, and curiosity turns into emotional hunger. She starts wondering if she lost something rare, and that fear haunts her. But here's the key. This only works when it's real. You can't fake detachment. You can't act busy. You have to actually become busy with your life, your mission, your growth. Because when you're truly focused on you, she can feel it. It's not a trick. It's truth. And truth is the strongest energy in the room. What if I told you the sexiest thing about you isn't your muscles? It's your discipline, your routine, your focus. Yeah, not what she sees, but what you do when she's not looking. See? When a man's mind is strong, when his day is built on purpose, that's when she starts thinking, wait, who is he becoming? Let me say something loud and clear. Women feel your schedule, even if they don't see it. If your day is just sitting around waiting for her text, she feels that, and her attraction drops. But if your day is packed with movement, if you wake up early, train your body, grow your mind, chase your goals, she feels that too. And guess what? Now she feels like she has to earn your time. Not the other way around. You're not texting her from bed anymore. You're answering after the gym, or after reading, or after handling your business. And this isn't to play it cool. Nope. This is about being the kind of man who doesn't have to pretend. You're not waiting for a moment to make her notice you. You're creating moments that make the world notice you. And when she sees that you're busy building yourself, she doesn't feel ignored. She feels drawn in, pulled towards something strong, something grounded, something rare. Because women don't want a man who only wants them. They want a man who's already wanted by the world. A man who walks with aura. Ever wonder why she says you're amazing, but still doesn't choose you? She smiles. She laughs at your jokes. She calls you sweet. But when it comes time to commit, she disappears. Let's get something straight. She's not confused. She's comfortable. Because you've made it too easy. You've made yourself too available. She knows you'll say yes. She knows you'll forgive. She knows she has you. But here's the truth that stings. Being liked doesn't mean being respected. And without respect, There is no real attraction. There's only convenience. So here's what you do next. You stop trying to be the good guy who always says the right thing. You stop shrinking your voice just to keep her attention. You stop saying it's okay when deep down it's not okay. Because a man with standards, he doesn't fear silence. He doesn't chase love. He demands alignment. You don't yell. You don't argue. You just show with your actions what you allow and what you don't. She cancels plans at the last minute. You don't throw a tantrum. You calmly say, "Cool," and move on with your day. She flakes twice. You don't send long paragraphs. You just stop showing up. Because when you respect yourself more than you fear losing her, that's when she starts respecting you. It's not about being mean. It's about being clear. And in the final stage, I'll show you the final switch. That makes you unforgettable. Not by what you give her, but by what you're willing to walk away from. What if I told you the most powerful thing you can do is nothing? Not a long message, not a dramatic exit, not a clever comeback. Just silence, just space, just you choosing yourself. Crazy, right? But listen closely. The final piece to breaking free from a situationship isn't about her. It's about you. It's about waking up one morning and saying, "I'm done living in her maybe. No more guessing games. No more reading between the lines. No more checking your phone hoping she finally gets it. Because now you get it. Love without clarity isn't love. Attention without commitment is just confusion. Affection without action is bait. You don't need to fight. You don't need closure. You need peace. You need purpose. And the moment you decide, I'd rather be alone with my dignity than confused in her game, that's when everything shifts. She will feel it. Not because you told her, but because she'll notice your energy is gone. She'll feel the silence. She'll feel the space. She'll feel your absence like a storm. Because when a man detaches, not out of anger, but from truth, he becomes unforgettable. That's the power of Stoic detachment. You're no longer a boy waiting for her love. You're a man walking in his worth. And now, she'll have to rise to your level or lose you forever. You didn't lose her. You just finally chose you.